Improved styling constantly adds to the ease and grace and gaiety of American living. The things we have in America are ever changing. The studios and workshops of our stylists pour forth a never-ending flow of service and of artistry. Lines, planes, forms, and substances in colors. On come the developments of ideas, in pace with the emphatic decisions of the American people as to what they want, in the shapes of utility, and in the manner of their own ever-improving good taste. For our home life, the stylists are creating new expressions of utility, convenience, and beauty in the everyday things that serve us. Wondrous possessions which have new grace and glamour are offered the American people. Homes have more than new plans. They have new patterns for living, made attractive by luxurious interiors. Living space is enhanced by new materials and accented by subtleties of color selection. Things look as well as the way they perform. Our homes acquire new grace, new glamour, new accommodations, expressing not only the American love of beauty, but also the basic freedom of the American people, which is the freedom of individual choice. In form, proportion, rhythm, and variety, the stylists leave their unmistakable marks on everyday conveniences in flowing lines and graceful shapes, which we as Americans may enjoy. Women and men alike are increasingly interested in the look of things. They eagerly give their attention to what's new and beautiful and advanced. Modern packaging does more than wrap and hold and conceal. Stunning in color, ingenious in design. It brings festivity to the marketplace, tempting, hinting, and revealing. who dream and design are always contributing to our ways of work. Working situations benefit from a new kind of layout, bright, open, and inviting. The modern designer creates beauty through simplicity, bringing to active business a look of casualness, a look of luxury, combining to create a new look to American efficiency. The designer's influence is reflected in our work, adding new style and new appeal to the variety of outdoor equipment that serves us in so many ways. Engineering the shape and look of machines that change the shape and look of the land itself. There's a fresh look to fun in America today. Stylists have added new zest to recreation by bringing an exciting look to the large variety of things which make leisure hours more pleasurable. Modern fashion has the active look, the casual look, the family at home is enjoying the convenience and the functional beauty of walls of glass, merging room with room, blending inside with outside. Modern American architecture has a boldness, a functional beauty, the look of America expressed in materials old and new. As the stylists surround our lives with functional forms of beauty, so they surround themselves in an atmosphere of aesthetic challenge. For the studio of design is an inspiration in itself, where men and women representing a variety of talents join their efforts and materialize their dreams. To give us a better understanding of the basic elements which go to make up the American look, let us look at an example of how styles and designs are created and developed. Working in an artistic atmosphere, men and women of taste and imagination come together to take on the task of creating a design which will express the American look. To every stylist, engineer, draftsman, and clay modeler, as well as the specialists on color, fabrics, and metals, the creation of a new design is a complex process and a tremendous challenge, worthy of their most exhaustive effort. And because the newest designs must be kept confidential until just the right moment, the stylists work in rooms that are constantly locked. And here the dream begins, as the basic concepts of the design problem are defined and outlined. In the broadest terms, the objectives are stated and clarified, appraised and evaluated. And thus, a design theme, an imaginative but practical goal, is established and agreed upon. Now there is only the stylist's creativity, his courage to dream, his knowledge and his experience, to bring forth a beginning, a starting point, a place of departure. And from such dream work of individual stylists, there emerge finally a number of concepts, which, although varying greatly in specific treatment, still conform to the established limits of the overall design theme. Now the choice narrows down to one or two concepts, which combine the best styling features from all the other efforts. With the basic concept established, the design must now undergo an intensive period of improvement, refinement, changes, and revisions, emerging at last as the culmination of ideas developed in many minds through many months. The stylists convert the smaller sketches into full-sized renderings and line drawings, which once again develop and refine the design theme. New dimensions now are added to line to translate the stylist's concept from drawings to full-bodied forms. To model the detailing for the finished design, a pliable material is needed. And the form is sculptured into a faithful bodily expression of the full-sized line drawing. Contours are established and held true to the exactions of templates, which accurately transfer the dimensions for conforming surfaces. At the same time, the individual art forms of decorations are sculptured in clay for a continuing development of the three-dimensional theme. Dreams are presented for approval. Only a short step behind the exterior concept is the design theme of the interior and its concepts of complement in color. Textures must harmonize with colors, and fabrics must be durable as well as artistically compatible with the overall interior theme. Each design concept, exterior as well as interior, is now translated from clay to plaster, from plaster to fiberglass. Thus, the ideas, the concepts, and the dreams of the stylists come to life in the form of full-scale components modeled in fiberglass. To give us the blend of functional beauty, now comes the final transformation into metal, glass, fibers, and fabrics. Modern technology has supplied the American stylist with new materials of intriguing lightness and great strength. The distinguishing marks of the new American look are in art forms, in colors, and in the expressive changes of surface, which bring out the new textures and the interplay of materials. Designs in straight, delicate lines, designs in graceful curves, designs of strength without bulk, beauty of function as well as beauty of form. Indoors or outdoors, wherever we go or wherever we stay, now and in the future, we can all depend on the stylist to beautify everything we need. From the eye appeal and swift effectiveness of the smallest utensils in the kitchen of the future, to the serene grandeur of our glistening structures, the hand of the stylist is ever designing changes to improve our life of the future. Thanks to the American stylist. Yes, thanks to the men and women who design.
find a scene like this in nearly every village, town, and city throughout the country. For in the hopes and dreams of everyone, there's a home they can call their own. Home brings a sense of security to a man. And to every woman, her home means a setting for gracious living. How do I know? Well, I'm a contractor. And over the years, I've helped a lot of people realize their dreams, building new houses and remodeling old ones, too. And probably the most important step is the one these young people are going through right now.
And we'll have the living room right in here. And the kitchen right here, so we can see the children playing in the yard.
Yeah, the children. Children? Say, how many are you planning on? Not more than 6, I hope. Maybe I better add a few more rooms back here at that.
Silly. And we have shrubbery, of course, right along in here. And, oh, darling, it's going to be just perfect.
That's right. It's the planning that makes all the difference between happiness and headaches as the years go by. For instance, have you two decided what material to use on the outside walls? Wood provides a number of possibilities. Or you might choose stucco, or brick, or stone. All of these materials have been adapted for sidewall use for hundreds of years. But suppose we look at a material designed especially for sidewalls. You know, industrial research has given us a lot of materials designed to do a specific job better and made to plan specifications. For instance, rayon, and then nylon. Materials which make fabrics more beautiful and easier to care for than natural ones. And new plastic materials like this are light, strong, and durable. Industry, too, has created new materials for the home. Today's floors, for example, are made of a modern, resilient material, which is more colorful, more durable, and easier to clean. And science also created asbestos cement roofing, which has made buildings safer and more durable. This material, available in many types and colors, is not only attractive, but fireproof too. This same kind of scientific thinking was applied to the problem of sidewalls for the homes of America. In the development of a better siding material, rigid specifications were set up. It must be attractive, easy to handle, adjustable to architectural design, weatherproof, and rot-proof. Furthermore, it must be safe from the hazards of fire, and above all, free from constant maintenance expense. It was natural that the scientists would turn to asbestos, for this is a remarkable mineral. Actually stone, it is made up of tiny but extremely strong and flexible fibers. Combined with Portland cement, these fibers act as a reinforcing agent, just as steel rods are used to reinforce concrete. Being stone, asbestos will not burn. In fact, it is best known for its use in all fields of fire protection. And too, the great success of asbestos, combined with Portland cement in the roofing field, made it a natural choice in research for a better siding. So, from long testing and experiment, there came asbestos cement siding. Strong and tough, it could be handled and applied like ordinary shingles. It was given every conceivable test. It was absolutely fire safe, for even a torch couldn't burn it. And water couldn't harm it. It withstood all kinds of weather, sun, wind, snow, and sleet. This machine, called a weatherometer, in a few days duplicates years of weather conditions. This material won't rot or decay, so it doesn't need paint to preserve it. However, it can be painted if the homeowner desires. Laboratory tests are only half of the story. The actual use of this material on homes over the years is the final convincing proof. Here is an asbestos siding shingle nearly 15 years old. And here is a brand new one. As you can see, the old shingle is still attractive, still as strong and sturdy as the day it was made. In fact, it is actually denser and harder. And so asbestos cement took its place with other sidewall materials: wood, brick, stucco, and stone. And because this material was created specifically for the job of home building, it not only combines the advantages of the other materials, but makes possible important economies in building and maintenance costs. From the standpoint of appearance, this type of sidewall creates new and pleasing effects. But its use is not confined to new construction. Here, it is being applied to an old home, right over the existing sidewalls, under the critical eye of an applicating contractor, a specialist in modernization. These applicating contractors, using great talent and imagination, are turning old houses, often eyesores, into beautiful and gracious homes. These sidewalls have no limitation as to style, size, or geographical location. For example, this is the Woodbury Gardens development in Long Island, where wide use of asbestos cement shingles is made. And here in the Southern Homes development, these colorful sidewalls add beauty to the community. This contemporary home shows how modern asbestos materials can be adapted to any style or design. Notice how the asbestos cement sidewalls help add dignity and charm. And this is the Bissell Hills development in St. Louis. Here in the heart of the Midwest, amid the rolling foothills of the Ozarks, house siding is subject to extremes of heat and cold. And here in Glasgow Village, neither high humidity nor winter ice affect walls covered with asbestos cement siding. Now let's move to California. This is the El Dorado Ranchos development in Southern California. These homes reflect the colorful West Coast trend. Asbestos cement sidewalls are ideal here, for they come in many colors that are rich in tone, colors that will stay beautiful for a lifetime. And while these walls will never need protective painting, they can be painted if the owner should ever desire a new color scheme. And so it is, from New York to Los Angeles, from Miami to Seattle. In every climate, in every community, this new sidewall has brought better homes. To get a better idea of what people in the building business think of asbestos cement sidewalls, let's visit Mr. Randolph Evans, a nationally known architect. Mr. Evans, what do you think of asbestos cement siding as a sidewall for the homes you design?
I like it very much. We've been waiting for it a long time. Finally, modern research has come up with a color and a texture that is just as modern and as contemporary as the houses that we're trying to do. See, in this house, I've combined it with vertical siding to get a balance. And here, on this smaller house, the horizontal lines are used to emphasize the width of the house. This is a very popular type of ranch house. No other material will look as well on this type of house as asbestos cement siding. This is definitely a contribution to the homeowner. It's durable, it's attractive, and it's low in maintenance cost.
Well, thank you, Mr. Evans. And now let's go to Levittown, a modern garden community in Long Island, New York. A community designed for modern living. And here we find another authority, Mr. Norman Denny, Vice President for Materials of Levitt & Sons, builders of Levittown. Mr. Denny, we see that you're using asbestos cement siding on your homes. Can you tell us why?
Yes. These sidewalls help us create distinctive and attractive homes. Our customers like them. We've sold more than 17,000 homes here in Levittown. And in this business, a very important point is to figure your cost right down to the bone. This type sidewall is not only good, it's economical too. And more important, it helps us keep on schedule. It has a long life and a low cost of maintenance. And first, last, and always, our customers like them. And what they like, we like.
Thank you, Mr. Denny. And now let's talk to still another person. This is Mrs. Adams. Mrs. Adams, we've been admiring your new home.
Well, it's not so new. In fact, it's over 30 years old. However, we did have new sidewalls put on about 10 years ago.
Tell us, Mrs. Adams, what has been your experience with these asbestos cement sidewalls?
Well, we've been very pleased. Joe, that's my husband, got an FHA loan to have the job done. He figures that what we've saved by not having to paint the walls every few years has more than paid for the new siding. And it certainly has improved the value of the place, though we're not thinking of selling, mind you. And, well, I like the looks of it. And it's never given us any trouble at all.
And so it is all over the country. For business buildings and apartments. For farm homes and buildings. For churches. For remodeling. For big houses and cottages. The people who use asbestos cement siding report with satisfaction. It keeps homes snug and tight against all kinds of weather. It gives real protection against the hazards of fire. For example, here is a home protected with asbestos cement sidewalls that withstood the intense heat of this brush fire and escaped unharmed. And so, we suggest you consider this material for the walls of your home. Designed to last a lifetime, a trouble-free lifetime.
Oh, it is attractive.
Yes, and it'll stay that way, too. That's what I like about it.
Yes, and that goes for all who plan to build a new home or modernize an old one. For here, like your modern plastics, like your asbestos roof, like your modern floor covering, is a material made according to plan. A product developed to meet your needs and designed for a lifetime of beauty.
Was the first to make asbestos cement shingles for use exclusively on sidewalls. These homes built with ruboroid sidewalls are all over 12 years old. You'll notice that they're still fresh and attractive, and incidentally, they're all white. Today's home builders, however, are color conscious. With new production methods and techniques, with a new concept of color and style, asbestos cement sidewalls have become an important element in exterior home design. And here is the newest and most exciting development in the entire siding field. Ruboroid's amazing new color-grained sidewalls. Notice the richness, the warmth, the charm of these sidewalls. Notice, too, the exclusive duotone colors. These were decorator designed for Ruboroid by one of the nation's leading color consultants. These distinctive grain-textured duotone shades bring modern color styling within the reach of everyone. The selection of rich colors enables anyone to be his own exterior decorator, makes possible effects found only in the most expensive homes. Note these colors produced by an exclusive new process. This is the distinctive moss green. Notice the natural appearing texture, so closely resembling wood shakes. And here is a rustic brown color grain shingle. See how the textured finish adds richness and depth to the shingle. This is birch gray. The darker tone in the valleys of the texture gives the duotone shading, which makes this siding outstanding. And this is the mission ivory shade, so perfect for modern ranch house styles. Notice how the straight grain finish with its highlight and shadow effect makes vertical joints invisible. Yes, these distinctive grain-textured duotone shades bring modern color styling within the reach of everyone. Yet the charm and beauty of these sidewalls are achieved by more than the color and texture that is built into these shingles. It comes in part from this striking shadow line, which adds so much to the appearance. This, too, is an exclusive patented ruberoid feature. To get this effect, the applicator first installs the specially designed asphalt shadow edge weather strips. They provide a tight weatherproofing seal for the wall. A felt backing is not needed. Now, when the siding is nailed in place, the lower edge of each shingle is raised about 1/4 inch. This produces a heavy shadow line, similar to those found with clapboard or double-course wood shingles. The same effect can be gained by using a tapered wood strip or wood lath. Felt backing, of course, is used in this case. These wood strips provide an ideal nailing base for applying asbestos siding over non-wood sheathing without the use of special fasteners. Note the pleasing effect. The combination duotone shingles and the distinctive shadow edge method of application bring a new concept of beauty to today's homes. And of course, because they're made of asbestos cement, they're practically indestructible. And here's another ruberoid asbestos cement product. This soffit is stonewall board, made for lifetime use. With new colors, new styling, new textured shingles, you too can be an exterior decorator. Whether you wish to bring new beauty to old sidewalls or to create a truly modern, beautiful new home, be sure to look at ruberoid color grain siding, the decorator design siding which will keep your home bright, clean, and new for years to come.
Achievement in over 35 years of ever-advancing leadership. Imperial, a challenging new sales opportunity to make 1957 a year of excitement for every Frigidarian. Magnificent, freestanding appliances on which everything, top to bottom, front to back, inside and out, is new, except the matchless name. Imperial, new-fashioned products which are bound to make old-fashioned everything that has gone before. Styling exciting to behold, a spine-tingling new concept called the sheer look, as bold as the designers who created it. Here are sheer, masterful new strokes that merge the ultimate in function and beauty. Straight up and down styling, completely tailored for that desirable, custom-built look, yet each possessing separate, freestanding identity. See how each blends in so perfectly with unremodeled, modernized, or brand new kitchen. Here in the Suburban is indisputable proof that the sheer new simplicity of the Imperial range, matched line for line by the refrigerator with its striking door trim, fits in with every aspect of kitchen decor. Bold trim on countertops, cupboards, food preparation center, and cleanup center. Luxurious Imperial blend-in styling of freestanding refrigerator and range is beautifully exemplified in this unremodeled kitchen. This is true, too, in remodeled kitchens, like the early American Arlington. Women want and demand kitchen products radiantly alive with color.
Here's warm, colorful living and complete family resemblance in products dimensionally designed in height and depth to conform to standard kitchen components for that made-for-my-kitchen look. No matter what style, what vintage the home, the size or design, each Imperial, such as these coal pantries and ranges, merges into its individual setting with the eloquent beauty of rare jewels. How perfectly product fashion belongs in this modernist tomorrow sheer look manner. The last word in fine kitchen appliances, freestanding models that fit anywhere, true exponents of architectural style. But now for a closer look at the new Imperial design, here is the all-new Imperial 39. The range with features that took the whole industry by surprise. Now newly styled and more beautiful, more convenient than ever. Beauty in the full-width back panel with its extended sweep of glass, radiantly aglow with diffused illumination reaching every area of cooking surface for complete, easy-on-the-eyes visibility. Convenience in the new exclusive Easy View vertical controls, designed to be read as temperature should be read, up as on a thermometer. Every position fully illuminated, each heat marking constantly in view. Instant identification of heat selected. A range panel exciting to use, exciting to demonstrate, exciting to sell. And for the feature that scored an instant hit and continues to be a popularity leader, the years ahead exclusive Frigidaire French doors. The sturdy roll-to-you shelf automatically comes forward when doors are open. Even the heaviest of roasts automatically come up front for inspection or serving. Yes, never before has good cooking been so good looking. The Imperial 39 is bound to open still more range sales for you in 1957. And now, range features that fulfill a woman's fondest dreams. The dream of magical deep well cooking. The answer? A newly styled thermizer. The dream of making seconds count in cooking. The answer? A flash heat, speed heat radiant tube unit. The dream of making every utensil an automatic utensil, with never a need to reset a control. A dream fulfilled by the heat minder. And the dream of added versatility, answered by the can't slide griddle. And the movable oven unit that lets one oven do the job of two. And the dream of freeing the kitchen forever from annoying smoke and fumes. The miracle filter. Watch its magic in action. In this oven, specially prepared to demonstrate the miraculous miracle filter, oven smoke and fumes can escape only from these two vents. This vent is not equipped with a miracle filter. Watch. See how smoke and fumes leave the oven, escaping into the kitchen while broiling or roasting? With a miracle filter in place in the other vent, smoke and fumes simply vanish, transformed into harmless carbon dioxide and moisture, which evaporates while you broil, bake, or roast with the oven door tightly closed. Kitchens are always fresh, pleasant, fun to be in. And controlling all these freedom-giving features, the brain center. High and wide, with the all-new simplified Cookmaster. Truly the master over the most amazing oven magic. 2 oven temperature controls, including the Simplematic for time-slashing preheat, the 60-minute electric time signal that waits and watches for you. See and set easy view controls that mastermind every surface operation. And signal lights for oven on, for oven baking, for oven broiling, And for deep fat frying, Flash, to let you know every step of every cooking operation. Yes, a wonder parade of miracles of science, instantly ready to do your bidding. But such dreams as these are not beyond reach. Yes, today they have come true in the Imperial 60, the thinkingest range. Simply wonderful and wonderfully simple. This representative model of the 40-inch Imperials boasts the exclusive Wonder Oven, permitting two kinds of oven magic at the same time, or converting into one larger oven if desired. Yes, with the Imperial 60, as with all the other outstanding Imperial ranges, you have the ultimate to demonstrate and sell. The ultimate in range styling. No other range can even approach its superb quality and performance. And now for the same new promise of wonder living, the Imperial automatic washer and electric clothes dryer. Here, family resemblance is outstandingly apparent in the use of color, bright trim, and modern flat planes. Here, too, new features add to economy and convenience. New for 57 and for greater hot water savings, cold water rinse, making it possible now to custom rinse according to the fabrics being laundered. And for more real demonstrating, for another real selling advantage, let's not forget the filtrator. Frigidaire's exclusive answer to moisture and lint problems without plumbing and venting the dryer. Yes, the laundry pair for the savingest wash days ever. Beauty to transform kitchens into rooms as happy and bright as a rainbow. The food freezer refrigerator. Imperial 121. There's simply nothing like it. Across the top and behind its own separate door, a completely separate food freezer that holds 84 pounds of frozen foods. In addition to 3 ice cube trays, there is an extra tray for frozen desserts. And behind the separate refrigerator door, brand new for 57, scientifically planned illumination in the interior. Not just one light to light the upper area, but 2 to give full illumination across the top, and then a 3rd light to light the lower shelf area. New shelves, brightly styled in the Imperial manner. So roomy, so sturdy, even when pulled all the way out and loaded with food. And talk about planned food storage. Look at this. An all-porcelain meat tender. Something brand new and designed exactly to match the all-porcelain hydrators below. Here's really extra versatility. Use all 3 as hydrators if you wish, or use all as meat tenders. A roll-to-use shelf that puts every bottle within easy reach. No more blind man's bluff. Everything is right in front and ready for use. And in the top Imperial Planador, for real excitement and something brand new, the Inador Ice Ejector. Yes, instant ice service as much as you want, when you want it. And so easy to operate. Simply take the handy tray and place it in the ice ejector. Then pull down on the handle. That's all. No pushing, no shoving. Simple and effortless. The handle does all the work for you. Ice cubes in a basket. Just like that. And cubes always stay separate and free from each other. It's new, it's exclusive for 1957. And how's this for convenience? The new juice can dispenser that drops a new can in place as soon as you remove one. As handy, as convenient as the frozen food package dispenser alongside. Remove one package, and another is ready for instant use. In the lower Imperial Planador, the convenient butter conditioner, newly styled, with a special butter dish that's ideal for storage in the Planador, but is equally at home for serving at the table. And butter always at the consistency you want it. The temperature control dial is easier to see, easier to read. Let you determine the way you want butter every time. Another Imperial touch. 2 leftover containers that store small quantities right out in front, ready whenever required. So useful, and newly styled, too. So roomy, so versatile. A door that stores food according to your whim, as much as you want, where you want. Yes, every customer is queen. Every customer can plan her door food storage exactly to her needs. Remember, too, it's the exclusive Feather Touch door with the new positive concealed door latch and pillow-type airtight seal. So, for new highs in performance, for more features to demonstrate, it's the Imperial 121 for 1957. The Imperial 120, with many of the wonderful convenience features found in the 121, but all behind the roomier, single Planador. New color harmony throughout. Here to complement the Sherwood green exterior, a new interior color. A pleasing, contrasting green and yellow, with smart, deft charcoal gray touches. Yes, with each change of color exterior, you'll find a harmonizing color interior. For all those who want the planned food storage space of the Imperial, but behind a single door, the FI 120 is the outstanding value of 1957. For those who want completely separate frozen food storage facilities, and lots of it, the all-new Imperial 140 food freezer. So much room in the interior to fast freeze foods and to file away favorite frozen foods from the market. Everything floodlighted for complete visibility. Newly designed grill shelf fronts that hold all the food in place, yet drop down as a handy shelf when loading or unloading. And on the door, vegetables, meats, fruits, even baked goods, kept safely at all times. Their fresh, frozen goodness locked in for new taste adventures any month of the year. New frozen food and juice racks for pick and choose versatility, stored neatly for instant use with the new Imperial food freezer. And now for a refrigerator that boasts flowing cold. The Cold Pantry 123, representative of all cold pantries, the series that pioneered new trends in food keeping, food freezing. And the pantry door, so big, so deep, so roomy, so excitingly planned. As pretty as the picture on a seed catalog, and everything right in view, ready for use the instant crisp, fresh fruits and vegetables are desired. Newly styled, too, with a new special seal that keeps fruits and vegetables salad crisp and garden fresh every day of the week. And the new single lid locks securely when closed, as does the picture window hydrator itself. Securely sealed and never any rattle. In the refrigerator, everything is clearly visible, individually lighted on the 3 roll-to-use shelves. Now, in addition to the all-porcelain meat tender, there's an extra newly sealed all-porcelain hydrator to extend the storage capacity of the picture window hydrator. 2 egg drawers for handy, ready when you want them, egg service. And below this big, roomy refrigerator, the completely separate food freezer, holding 94 pounds of frozen food in not 1, but 2 big storage baskets that roll all the way out, practically handing your frozen foods to you. Notice, too, the cube container for the ice ejector is completely separate. No need to disturb food baskets to enjoy instant ice service. And the ice ejector is so easy to use. The handle does all the work for you. No bulging biceps needed here whenever ice cubes are desired. Yes, for the ultimate in planned convenience, and for an outstanding sales maker again this year, the Frigidaire Cold Pantry that keeps food, freezes food, and stores food according to the way a woman shops, the way a woman uses her refrigerator most. Yes, the Cold Pantry 123, so truly representative of the Imperial series for 1957. Food freezers, big, roomy, beautiful. America's handiest refrigerators, perfectly planned food storage, unmatched anywhere. Laundry products, advanced in engineering achievement, the savingest pairs for the savingest wash days. Ranges that provide such new concepts of cooking ease. They're the thinkingest ranges ever built. Together, a salesman's line to make 1957 the year that belongs to Frigidaire and you.
Introducing the American way of life on the threshold of the golden 60s. Color, style, comfort, utility, and convenience. Recreation, fun. These are the ultimate desires of today, tomorrow, and the years ahead of us. Much sought-after features in our everyday surroundings that are relaxing, refreshing, and stimulating. And these are the very same features that Brunswick is building into the new dynamic recreation centers, where bowling and wholesome fun are the prime attraction. Here, for an era of increased leisure, is a new concept in color and custom coordinated equipment created by Brunswick designers and engineers. But whatever the creative concept, quality has always been a prime consideration. Time-tested Brunswick quality from the hand-selected, carefully dried bed stock that goes into the construction of these lanes to every piece of material that goes into the building of every piece of Brunswick equipment. Every item is quality created by engineers and design specialists whose never-ending search for quality has not only been the key to increased profits for bowling proprietors, but has also increased the pleasure of bowling for men and women of all ages in all walks of life. Here for today, tomorrow, and the years to come is Brunswick's concept of custom design, introducing a colorful new world to bowlers, set off with convenience, with comfort, with style, with color, And always with it all, Brunswick's high standard of quality. Here is Brunswick's striking new Gold Crown line. Designer colors that provide architect, decorator, and owner with an opportunity to coordinate color and equipment, and thus create a custom-designed atmosphere to suit individual tastes and needs. 6 basic Brunswick colors have been created to provide the proper atmosphere for recreation. And 3 graduated shades of each color produce the illusion of one monochromatic color, taking advantage of variations in distance and lighting. Here is the warmth of coral, the richness of gold, the quiet relaxation of green, the calm coolness of blue, the crisp, contemporary look of classic white, and the pleasure-packed attractiveness of tangerine. These 6 coordinated colors are Brunswick's unique and distinctive contribution to bowling, developed after intensive research and investigation of color preference. Their balanced values allow the architect and decorator to create any atmosphere desired. It is possible to use the colors singly or in any number of combinations, depending upon the selection of equipment and the decorative scheme that is desired. But regardless of choice, all of the colors complement the light, sculptured look of Brunswick's fabulous new Gold Crown line of bowling equipment and trim, functional seating. Here is the bright light atmosphere of refreshing recreation. Here is comfort, the Brunswick fiberglass bowler seating, constructed to fit natural body contours. All seating arrangements are now provided with backs. Maximum comfort even for scoring. The correct height, the correct writing angle, the correct working surface, a larger area with a durable, easy-to-clean melamine top, harmonizing with each of the new Brunswick colors. The improved exclusive Brunswick Telescore is unmatched in the field. Brilliant, crisp projection. And the auxiliary light for open play score sheets is another first that Brunswick brings to bowling. Also, the new simplified optical system is easy to operate, easy to clean, and remarkably easy to maintain. Overall design simplicity brings not only a smartness of line, but also an unobstructed approach to the ball return. And Brunswick's exclusive Subway Cluster Return is another great time saver that keeps the game moving. For here, each player's ball waits at the same convenient spot every time. The stainless steel tray has a 12-ball capacity to accommodate league competition. But these adjustable ball stops conveniently adapt the cluster for a reduced number of players. Here is time-saving convenience in keeping with the design harmony that adds fun to the game and potentially greater profits to the proprietor. But design harmony doesn't always include the players, and trip-ups at the foul line are electronically detected and signaled by the telefoul, a unit now completely self-contained with buzzer and light at the foul line where they belong. Nothing to distract other bowlers, no excess wiring to the pits, allowing more trouble-free operation, labor-saving installation, and minimum maintenance. And with the subway return, the enclosure gracefully delineates the path of the ball. And the exclusive new power lift not only eliminates the possibility of trapped balls beneath the surface, but also delivers the ball quietly and safely at virtually zero velocity. Where the Subway in-line ball return section is preferred or required, Brunswick offers a beautifully designed unit fully coordinated with the custom Gold Crown line. Again, Brunswick's revolutionary positive power lift is employed to provide long, efficient service. Only a Subway in-line unit can provide the approach division favored by many bowlers and still provide 4.5 feet of open approach for unobstructed follow-through. There is also the newly designed surface inline return, popular with many bowlers and proprietors. Sleek, elegant, it has that Brunswick stamp of quality from stem to stern, with hand dryer built in at terminal end. Nothing to slow the play, nothing to interrupt the fun. As for the new single-lane pin setter masks that set the color and design theme, here is sculptured classic beauty. The perfect screen between the bowler and the pit. Here is precise lane definition, with neither monotony nor distracting detail. Suitable for larger installations, another Brunswick first, the uniquely designed custom twin-lane masking unit that separates lanes in pairs. But double or single, these masking units provide a correctly lighted target area. Nothing to distract from the serious bowler's game, nor from the fun of chalking up a strike. And with the quality-produced, reliable Brunswick automatic pin setter in action, there's never a hitch from frame to frame. For finer bowling, maximum profit, the Brunswick automatic pin setter gives smoother, quieter, more dependable and accurate pin setting. Amazing for its simplicity of design and construction, for the reliability of its operation, the Brunswick automatic is the heart of the Gold Crown custom-equipped lanes. Only the Brunswick automatic embodies complete mechanical direction of the entire pin setting function, with these exclusive features. Gentle rocking action of the pit conveyor moves the ball and the pins from the pit to the ball and pin elevator. The Brunswick automatic is the only pin setter with an individual ball elevator for each machine. Faster ball return is guaranteed, providing increased lineage. Here is the pin elevator quickly removing pins from the pit, preventing excess joggling and wear. Brunswick's exclusive pin turret ensures immediate spotting of 10 new pins following each strike or second ball. The magic brain guides the Brunswick automatic pin setter. Through simple mechanical operation, it respots standing pins or sets 10 new ones. And the exclusive Brunswick scissor deck operation provides wider pin spotting range than any other pin setting machine. Never a pin off the exact spot. All of these exclusive Brunswick features are powered by a single 1-horsepower electric motor for added economy, defect-free operation, maximum profit, and more enjoyable bowling. Yes, Brunswick is automatically the world's finest pin setter. Every element of the remarkable Gold Crown line is engineered for maximum enjoyment of the game, as well as maximum profit for the proprietor of the modern recreation center. And as important as the profit-making potential is to the proprietor, Brunswick offers him the additional exclusive opportunity of custom selection. With architect and decorator, the proprietor can now build a bowling center, custom-tailored to suit his individual tastes and desires. And this same Brunswick customized coordination of color and styling extends even beyond the playing area. For instance, the completely restyled Brunswick automatic ball cleaning and polishing machine provides a necessary service for bowler and source of profit to proprietor. Designed to fit flush against walls or in corners, the machine occupies a minimum of space and is built for years of trouble-free life. Customer-style locker rooms feature color, roominess, and convenience. There's a choice between the standard 2-bowler ball and shoe lockers and Brunswick's convenient new two-bowler wardrobe lockers. Both are made of rugged steel, durable but lightweight, with cast aluminum doors. Sections of small lockers and large lockers may be combined with door colors in classic white, alternated with any of the other 5 custom colors. For shoe-changing convenience in the locker room, Brunswick provides comfortable, custom-style locker benches of durable, easy-to-clean fiberglass with chrome-plated steel legs. And each bench features plenty of room for holding bowling balls. Everywhere in the modern recreation center is the ideal combination of pleasing atmosphere and functional utility. Everywhere is the feeling of fun and recreation. And Brunswick's incomparable gold crown line provides all the features for maintaining that light, bright, fun-loving spirit of the game. With the choice of 6 inspired colors and a coordinated selection of equipment, Brunswick makes it possible to create personalized, distinctive bowling centers such as these. Now, for the first time, each proprietor has the unique opportunity to custom design his own recreation center. For now, for the first time, he has the choice of single or twin lane masking units, the surface inline, the subway inline, or the cluster ball returns, bowler and spectator seating in an unlimited variety of arrangements, and other Brunswick exclusive features, all color coordinated. It is this personal, custom-tailored touch of distinction that will lure and hold an increasing number of bowlers today and in the promising years ahead. And it is Brunswick's promise to continue to provide new highs in pleasure for the bowlers and new highs in profits for the proprietors. A Brunswick quality-created combination that will make the bowling 60s a golden reality.
Say that the story which follows could happen only in a dream. Regardless of where it could happen, this is the way it did happen. The story involves Bill Dudley, a mighty darn good wholesale bakery salesman, a character named Red, who actually is nothing more than a file clerk, and one named Whitey, who is similarly employed, so to speak. It all starts in this rather strange and out-of-this-world office, which keeps the sales records of every wholesale bakery salesman on Earth. Or so the story goes. Whitey is entrusted with the records of good salesmen. Red, the other kind. Now, it seems that Red and Whitey never see eye to eye on matters. Naturally, this leads to many arguments. Our story opens in the midst of one of them.
Must you beat on that confounded thing all the time?
I am not beating. I'm playing.
Well, whatever it is, it sounds awful.
You're just peeved because another breadfruit salesman has been transferred from your record to mine.
Bill Dudley! I'll get him back on my records again. He's my kind of a salesman, that boy. Down, down, down. Marvelous record.
But what about this? Which, of course, is the reason he's now in my ledger.
Strictly a temporary condition. Why, at the slightest excuse, he'll slip back into his old habit of taking life easy, the way a smart salesman should.
You're talking through your horns again.
Wouldn't want to make a little bet on that now, would you?
Like what?
Oh, say, a new set of asbestos points for my pitchfork against a new set of strings for that thing.
On the level?
Strictly on the level. Of course, if you're afraid, it might...
I don't I'm frightened easily. Go on.
Well, now, suppose an attractive young lady were to ride the route with this Bill Dudley. Say she's a magazine writer and is after material for an article. Say she makes fun of the way he works. That's all it'd take to get him back into my way of selling again.
You think so, huh?
I'm willing to bet on it.
So I gather. But how could we up here fix it so that a magazine writer down there... Oh, no. No, not me.
Why not? The trip will do you good.
Of course, I haven't been down there in a long time. Even on business.
That's the way to talk. And perhaps, as a little added distraction from his work... yes. But perhaps something a little more... Or perhaps even...
Oh, no, don't you dare. No magic and no miracles. It's against the rules. If I go, I'll go like this.
How dull. All right. Is it a bet?
All right, it's a bet. I'll put this Bill Dudley to the test.
Let me see if I got this whole thing straight now. You're a writer.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to do an article on modern food merchandising.
That's right.
And the boss said it was okay for you to ride with me today.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's okay with me then, but I'd sure have a tough time making my wife believe this one.
Well, so would I.
Come on.
Whitey started out to prove her point, but Red was not far behind.
Hey, you're not down here just for the ride, you know. Start working on the guy. We got a bet on.
Hey, you know, this seems to be an awfully dull job that you have.
Oh? What gave you that idea?
It wasn't my... I mean, well, after all, it is just a delivery man's job, isn't it?
Young lady, take it from me. Any guy who thinks this is just a delivery job belongs in a coal truck, not a bread route. Sit there. I'll be right back.
Well?
Well, I told him I thought he was a dope not to work it, to be the first one in every day.
Good.
I told him I thought all this push on getting good displays, just a lot of front office talk.
Couldn't have phrased it better myself.
Why keep a close check on how your load's going, I said. You can always dump it on the last half-dozen stops.
Excellent. And what did he say?
Nothing. That's the trouble. He just sat there listening and looking very thoughtful.
There, you see? What did I tell you? My bet's practically won.
But, gee, you know, I would have sworn that nothing could make him slip back into his old selling ways.
Must be new on the force. Okay. You've talked, I've listened. Now it's my turn. I talk and you listen. First of all, take a look. A loaf of bread. An important food, a healthy food, and a basic food that can be served in more than 100 different ways. And give a look. Not just one kind of bread, but a whole variety. And not only bread, but a whole variety of all types of baked goods.
Are you, by any chance, trying to say that you think this business of yours is important?
That's exactly the way I feel about it.
Uh-oh. There's something about that guy's tone of voice I don't like.
But just because we're important in the food picture doesn't mean a guy can sit back and take it easy on this job.
Why not?
Well, because folks have to go to stores to buy my stuff. So, in these stores, there can be as many as 3,000 different food items that are just itching to latch on a part of their food money, including a few other brands of baked goods. So, it's one great big scramble. Up and down the aisles the shopper goes, and what she'll buy, nobody knows. For sure, that is. But every food item tries to make the grade by looking so doggone good she just can't resist buying. Appetite appeal, we call it. And how do you get it?
That's just what I was going to ask you.
Well, one way is to let the shopper see the actual product. Yes, sir, you can write this down in your notebook. For making the best impression, nothing beats seeing the actual product. Now, one way to get it is with modern packaging. But that's not all. Now, for best appetite appeal, you also have to have good displays. Displays that sell. And believe me, top salesmen are using all the tricks in the book to get them. Tie-in displays with go-together food products. Meal suggestion displays, and a lot of others. So when you stop and think about it, this job of mine is anything but dull.
But still, doesn't it get monotonous doing the same routine things every day?
Every day is different on this job. Every store is different, depending on what bullseye I'm working on.
Bullseye?
Sure. You know, a while back I decided this could be a better paying job if the guy used his noggin. That's when I set up 3 bullseyes. Here they are. Grocer goodwill, plus volume, and selling displays. The things I'm aiming for in every store on my route. Anytime you can do something to make yourself better liked in a store, or up the volume in a store by even one loaf of bread, or get a new display idea, can mean more dough. I'm just crazy enough to like the feel of more money. That's why I keep aiming for those bullseyes. Well, we better wind up Nellie and get going.
It's jerks like that that end up as supervisors.
You know, when I first started on the route, I acted like it was nothing more than a delivery job. Take this grocer goodwill business. Know how I used to go after that? I used to go into stores and slam doors.
Hey, you dumpy old boy. How's the old miser today? Counting your gold again, huh?
I'm done, huh? See you again, Dum.
It must have been awful.
Well, maybe it wasn't quite that bad. Anyway, today I go after a grocer's goodwill a little different. I'll show you. Morning, Mr. Marco.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm feeling lousy.
No, I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, something new. Hey, these are pretty slick.
You noticed that, eh?
Sure did. Yeah, I bet your customers will go for them, too.
With my customers, maybe yes and maybe no. We'll see.
Go on, you know doggone well they will. Be right back. You see, I want every grocer on my route thinking,
that Bill Dudley is okay. Never slams doors. Always seems friendly, always got a smile. Always interested in my store, treats my place with respect. Never slams his trays around or makes a nuisance of himself. I like to do business with salesmen like that.
believe me, building up goodwill is important. Without it, you get nowhere in selling today. Look, why don't you stay here and rest a minute while I go in and check the sales? Don't run off now.
Oh, I wouldn't think of it.
I don't like the way that guy's yakking.
I do.
You would. If you want my opinion, he's in a rut.
Oh, well, if you want mine, he's in the groove.
Thanks for the match, lady.
What match? Oh, yes, you're welcome.
Haven't I seen that guy before somewhere? Now, I was going to tell you about the second bullseye line, plus volume. One way to go after it is to use this and this.
What's this?
That, my young lady, is my business Bible. I've got a complete and up-to-date picture on every stop on my route. I know exactly what sells in each store and what doesn't. I know what new items I've tried in each stop, how each one is done. No guesswork. The facts are all there, and they're up to date. Well, team up these facts with a little bit of this, and you can go after plus volume without the risk of getting stuck with a lot of returns.
So a guy gets returns, so what? Let the boss worry about him.
Here's something else a fella can do to get plus volume. Watch me in here. Say, Mr. O'Connor. Yes, Bill? I'm, putting in a half a dozen of these new sweet doughs. They went over so good last year, we're running them again. Since it's a good profit item, I'm sure you want to keep an eye on them, see how they're going. Here's a sample. See for yourself how good they are.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
You see, talking it up is another key to getting plus volume. You can get in a good plug when you introduce a new package, a new product, or a special. The more you talk it up, the better chance of getting him to push it.
But what was all this mumbo-jumbo business with so many of this at so much and so many of that at so much at the last store?
Oh, the count check. That's something I always do before I put the stuff on the shelves. Avoids mix-ups later on. And this is especially important in big bakery departments. You see, in supermarkets, there are a lot of bakery salesmen coming in. And the count check also reminds the grocer of what baked goods of mine he's got to sell. The better he knows my products, the better chance of getting his help in selling them. And that makes for plus volume for me. And then there's that third bullseye of mine, selling displays. You know, that can be a little rough. You see, well, take this route of mine. I've got all kinds of bread racks and display shelves. Some of them are pips. I guess other guys' routes are the same way. I used to give up easy on displays. I had only one rule I followed. As long as the stuff didn't fall on the floor while I was there, it was okay. No more, though. And believe me, there's no trick or mystery to building good selling displays. Just stack the bread so the brand name shows best, and shows off the bread to best advantage. And give the specialty loaves the best display space. And don't squash bread to get it in. If a store is selling more bread than I got room for in my display space, I talk to the grocer about giving me more room, say near the checkout counters, or on the counter next to the register. Now, baked goods are impulse items too, so I always display them as near eye level as I can, so they're easy to see and easy to reach. When you figure a shopper spends an average of only 35 seconds in a baked goods department, there's not much time for your display to work on them. So display it within easy reach, group the items together, keep from burying any item out of sight. But you know, a lot of the other bread boys are doing that much. So how do you get the jump on them? With special display and promotion ideas. Take the other day. I noticed the stop on my route was running a special on hamburger. Okay. So I talked the grocer into including rolls in a special display next to the hamburger. That's where getting goodwill pays off. If you got the grocer's goodwill, you can get extra selling displays in a store built around special promotions. Picnic displays, especially good just before holidays and weekends in summer. School lunch idea displays, especially good in fall. Better breakfast displays, or any others that tie in with national promotions. Seasonal promotion displays, fruitcakes around Thanksgiving and Christmas. Hot cross buns and Easter cakes at Easter time. Displays that suggest ideas for all types of entertaining. And I use all the banners and cards and streamers or printed promotional material I can get. Anything to give any display more sale. But all this talk of mine boils down to just this. This is a tough business, a mighty competitive business. But for the guy who aims for grosser goodwill, plus volume, and selling displays, there can be a darn good one, too.
Well, now, that was quite a speech.
Oh, I'm sorry if I bored you.
Bored me? Oh, no, quite the opposite. But tell me, how in the world do you get all those things done?
Oh, the whole secret to that is taking it in small chunks. Maybe one week I'm shooting for special displays in 10 of my best stops. Next week, 10 more, and so on. After all, that's only 2 a day. Or maybe my goal for this week is to spend a couple of extra minutes in my biggest volume stops just to work on goodwill. Always got something cooking at a few stops. Always something aimed at one of these bullseyes. Grosser goodwill, plus volume, selling displays.
And are you sure nobody could unsell you on these things?
Not a chance. I like the payoff too much.
Well, don't you ever slip up?
Sure, I'm just as human as the next guy. That's why I keep these bullseyes handy, so that a small slip-up doesn't turn into a big trip-up. Well, off to the races. What do you say?
Grosser goodwill, plus volume, selling displays. Okay, so you want to bet. But Bill Dudley's just one guy.
Oh, well, maybe I better drop down and see some of the other fellows on your list.
Oh, no, you don't. After all, that was only a bet. But from now on, I'm going to keep a pretty close watch on these guys.
Mm-hmm. And so will I.
Edie Michelson, being of sound mind and restless hand, assure you that at 1:30 a.m. I'm not just fascinated with the time. Nor am I wide awake because of my husband Bob's snoring. It's a comfort, really. I know he has an early appointment. I'm not concerned about my 7-year-old Debbie or my 9-year-old David. Then what is it? Look at me. Do I look like the type of woman who doesn't know her own mind? Oh, how right you are. Oh, I know now what's keeping me awake. 2 hours ago, I didn't. I'm an early to-bedder. Most nights I'm sound asleep by 10:30. This night, here I am tossing and turning. I finally decided some milk and cookies might help. But it was. A kitchenless kitchen. I did what any normal red-blooded American woman would
do. Relax, Edie. Everything's all right.
Everything's not all right.
Over here, Edie.
Who are you? Where are you?
It's not really important.
Oh, what's all this about?
Ah, this is important. But you must be tired of standing. Here. Make yourself comfortable. Milk and cookies, you said? Now, Edie, about the kitchen.
That's a good place to start. What happened to my kitchen?
Was it ever your kitchen, Edie?
I can do without the funny stuff, but not without my kitchen. I want it back.
But wouldn't you rather have the kind of kitchen you've always wanted and always needed?
You mean a dream kitchen?
You could call it that.
Oh, who wouldn't? Go ahead. Amaze me.
I'm quite sure you'll amaze yourself.
Now?
Anytime.
My dream kitchen. Maybe you see it, I don't.
Well, that's because you haven't planned it yet.
Me plan a kitchen? I wouldn't know where to start.
Well, start with you.
With me?
It's going to be your kitchen, isn't it?
Oh, you mean how I operate in a kitchen, or would like to?
Exactly. Incidentally, had enough to eat?
I forgot all about it.
Then maybe you'll want to take some notes as we go along. Ready?
Aim and fire.
Okay. Some things to consider about you in planning your kitchen. First of all, cooking. If you're the type who's anxious to get the cooking over with so you can do something else, a compact kitchen is the only answer. On the other hand, if you truly enjoy tempting the family with new dishes, you'll want one of the two basic types of cooking centers. A section of your kitchen definitely planned around your talent and interest in cooking. Then, if you do a lot of sewing, plan a sewing and mending center, too. Or a management center, headquarters for all your daily household duties, scheduling, ordering, planning meals, keeping records. You may include the laundry for step-saving convenience.
I suppose a lot of people are doing that today.
Doing what?
Having the laundry in the kitchen. I'd really prefer a separate laundry room, if that's all right.
Well, the whole idea is to plan your kitchen the way you want it. That includes cabinets. Few women like reaching for things, but some would rather reach than do a lot of stooping. Good for the hips, it's said.
Probably by a man.
Shopping? Maybe you like getting out to market 2 or 3 times a week. Or maybe it's a chore you prefer doing in a big way once a week. That's the current trend. But either way, plan it your way. Same with your 3 basic work centers: range, sink, and refrigerator. Some women like a cozy, ultra-efficient arrangement. But maybe you like the wide open spaces. If so, hang the efficiency, have it your way, the way you want your kitchen. Get the idea, Edie?
The kitchen should fit me, not vice versa.
And your family, too, of course. You have 2 children?
Debbie 7, David 9.
And a husband.
Well, of course.
Take that time of day when you're busy getting dinner and the family's busy getting in your way. Better plan for it. It can be very nice, this having the family comfortably near, provided they don't clutter your workspace. Maybe there's room for a family living area right in the kitchen. If not, the kitchen opens up to the living room. And how about outdoor meals? If you and your family like them enough, you should plan your kitchen to open directly on the outdoor eating space. Saves a lot of running back and forth. Then, if relaxed, informal parties are popular at your house, you can plan a wide pass-through between the kitchen and the living room. Children like to have friends in, too, usually at the most inconvenient times. And as they get older, it only gets more complicated. The best answer is a snack bar, outside your workspace. And face it now, Edie, whether you and Bob are entertaining friends or just yourselves, one sink isn't bigger than both of you. So why not plan on a double sink arrangement? Or, still better, 2 separate sinks.
Hey, that's a great idea. To each his own.
Right, Edie. Well, that's a general idea of things to consider regarding your family. Make sense?
You know something?
What?
All of these family points involve cooking, eating, and entertainment, and that's my department.
That's right. That's why you need good planning to make it possible.
Make what possible?
Well, a chance for you to get some enjoyment out of these activities, too.
I'll buy that point.
Okay?
Okay.
Then let's talk about your kitchen.
But haven't we?
Yes, but now let's get down to cases. You see, Edie, we've agreed on the importance of how you and your family like to live. But out of all these considerations must come one overall kitchen plan. Now, what is a kitchen anyway? Simply the logical arrangement of 3 main appliances: refrigerator, sink, range, with counters in between and storage cabinets above and below. This is the basis for every good kitchen. Of course, how you vary your refrigerator center, or your sink center, or your range center depends only on your own needs and preferences and the size and shape of your planning space. And today there's so much to choose from. Cabinets, a wide choice of steel cabinets with special storage and filler pieces available to make them adaptable to any kitchen plan. Counters, sinks, and sink tops, a great variety of standard arrangements designed to fit every individual need. Appliances, a tremendous assortment of types, sizes, and models to choose from, virtually all offering automatic performance. Yes, Edie, today there's everything you need for a personalized kitchen, your own dream kitchen.
There's almost too much choice. It's confusing. I hardly know where to begin planning.
Well, there are 2 answers to that, Edie. The first is really some basic do's and don'ts in planning your kitchen. For instance, you don't have to start your plan with a sink under a window. The sink can often be part of an island in the center of the room. You don't have to line your walls with cabinets or use all closed cabinets. Just plan the storage you actually need where you need it.
On the do side, use a double sink if necessary, separate sinks if possible, and plan a sit-down workspace within reach of the sink. And do use an automatic dishwasher, preferably built-in. Your husband will probably appreciate it almost as much as you. Finally, provide as much well-lighted, continuous counter space as possible. Also, make sure your refrigerator door opens away from any adjacent counter. There's more to planning, of course, but that's the general idea, Edie. Got it? You, your family, your kitchen. Half the battle is... Why, Edie, what's the matter?
It's just impossible, that's all.
What is?
For me to ever have the kind of kitchen I want.
Half the battle is simply knowing how to plan exactly what you want. And we've covered that.
That's just the point. How can I possibly remember it all? Sure, I made a few notes. Now even they're gone.
Your notes, Edie? Here they are. Take a look. It's the other answer, Edie. Everything we've talked about, and a lot more, is right here. If you're going to be a kitchen dreamer, why not be practical about it?
So that's what happened. And here I am, wide awake at 1:30 a.m. Simply because I couldn't get to sleep earlier. Or did I? Oh, surely it was just a dream, except for this.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Walter O'Keefe. And here's a pretty scene, a father and his 5 daughters. You can only see 3 of them. The other 2 are behind him, and he's behind the 8 ball, to coin a phrase. The 3 girls all need new dress for the big party, and Papa's saying he can't afford it. Yeah, you old meanie. Aw, don't go away, mad girls. There's still hope.
Oh, there is. Well, where is it?
Here he is in person. It's the singer man. He's a friendly fella, he is. And he always speaks well of you people whenever I see him. You'll like him. You see? Now he's sent them to the Singer Sewing Center, and in no time at all, the girls will be taught how to make their own evening gowns. Yes, thank you. I'll come in. By the way, you know, this is almost like a private club. You get a lot of friendly help. I think you'll like it. I do. Now let's see how those dresses the girls made for themselves stand the competition. First place, look at Betty, a trim, tiny, tasty tidbit sheet. And Janet looks as if she just stepped out of the salon of a Fifth Avenue couturier. And here's Nancy. She looks like a page out of Vogue. Well, there's the happy ending. The girls learned how to sew, it was easy, and they got 3 dresses for the price of 1. There's a Singer sewing shop near you. See you there, girls.
My name's Jeffrey Lynn. I have a story to tell you. My story is about fabrics and folks like you, and that engrossed young couple over there. There was a time not too long ago when if something like this happened, well, how would you feel? Indignant? Sick all over? After all, a ruined suit or a cleaning and pressing job is expensive. But my, how times have changed. Annoyed? Certainly. But only the mild annoyance that comes from knowing it'll take less than an hour to wash and dry them before putting them right back on. Just think, less than an hour. That's a miracle. A miracle that could only happen in the wonderful world of wash and wear. something besides the time has changed. Something quite important. That's the real story. One that begins over here, in the bottom of the laundry basket of the average home of the average family. For about 6,000 years now, give or take a couple, we've faced the problem of covering our bodies with clothing. First, the fig leaves. Since then, we've relied pretty much on 4 sturdy natural fibers, animal and vegetable. Like, for instance, wool, silk, cotton, and linen. Yes, since the Stone Age, man has spent a lot of time seeking better materials for his clothes. Plus a good deal more towards finding easier and different, always newer, always better ways to get his clothing clean. Right up to today's automatics. But we all know that the fabrics we used couldn't always be cleaned by washing. Wool, for example. Raw and processed wool, just sheared. Wool's always been, and is, a leading warmth fiber, for outerwear especially. Has excellent wrinkle resistance, good draping qualities, is easily dyed, a lot of design appeal. Yet no matter how we bettered our laundry methods through the years, this little woolly lamb just won't cotton to washing. True, some wool items can be hand-washed, but even so... That lad's growing as fast as crabgrass, so that sweater shrank. We all know wool shrinks like no other natural fiber. So with wool clothing, it's either costly, time-consuming dry cleaning, or we clean and press it as best we can with spot remover and an iron. Used to be some guys even pressed their pants under the mattress. The newspapers prevented the springs from leaving impressions. So while better washing methods solved some of our washing problems, we knew further progress might be found in something other than natural fibers for our clothes. Textile manufacturers, clothing makers, fabric designers all asked, what can we find that's an improvement over wool, or blends with it? What looks, feels, drapes, fashions better than wool? And for that matter, cotton, linen, and silk. We Americans go for that kind of challenge. We said, find something with all the good things of natural fibers and none of the drawbacks. That's when the test tube boys knuckled down to work. So began years of research, tireless work of many men, of spending, well, let's not get into how much money, to create the modern man-made fibers for fabrics that we enjoy today. Day and night, research chemists like this fellow pursued a dream of new, exciting, completely different synthetic fibers. It's quite a dream, quite a story. If I get a little too technical, will someone please ring a bell? You see, for the first time since creation, men were going back to the elements to create a molecule. So soon? I'll start over. Beginning with pure chemicals, scientists, researchers, chemists stole a leaf from the silkworm and literally spun new kinds of threads. Threads and fibers that had to measure up to all the desirable qualities of resilience, that is to hold or return to original shape, softness, lightweight, strength, durability, and resistance to weather. At first, slowly, then with a speed almost too swift to follow, the magic of modern chemistry rocketed us into a new world of modern fabrics. Continuous, exciting technological discoveries gave us such man-made fibers as rayon and acetate, and such synthetics as nylon, acrylan, dacron, orlon, beryl, cressland, dynel, zephyrum, and many others, including the new resin-treated cottons. Of all these, however, the big three soon proved to be nylon, dacron, and orlon. Why? Because they measured up to every expectation for their basic reason for being. Take that young fellow. Wears a suit of Dacron. Washable, doesn't wrinkle easily, holds its shape better than wool. His girlfriend wears a sweater of Orlon. Soft, with a luxurious feel, lightweight, yet warm and weather-resistant. And Peeping Tom has a nylon jacket. Very light, yet it holds its shape because of its elasticity. Not only lightweight, but plenty tough. Oops, watch out, son. Yes, a fiber so strong that many a paratrooper, many an airman, owes his life to a nylon parachute. Well, no one of these modern fibers meets all our clothing needs. But when we married them with the age-old natural fibers, we raised a brand new family of fabrics with greater strength, resilience, and new versatility. More important, these complementary blends meant that more and more clothing items could use new man-made fibers. A few, for example. Suits and shirts of Dacron with cotton, silk, or wool. Soft finish flannels, tweeds, skirts, and cashmere-like sweaters made with Orlon. Women's attractive blouses and sheer lingerie, fashioned from nylon, as well as a combination of other synthetic and natural fibers. All these enjoy greater freedom from wrinkles. Many feature permanently set creases or fashionable pleats. How's it done? Well, let's go back to the laboratory. You see, all true synthetic fibers are thermoplastic. Sorry, I'll try to make it simple. It means heat simply softens the fibers so they can be molded and remolded. This is nylon. Remember, the fibers are strong, yet soft, pliable, resilient, or elastic. That's why if you muss them up, they tend to return to their original shape. That's right. Wrinkles in modern fibers like to go back where they came from. Or, as clothing makers say, wrinkle resistant. Now, when you wash modern fibers, you actually help to banish wrinkles as the fabric seeks its original shape. Know why? Water and detergent, sure. They help the slippery fibers slide smoothly back to their wrinkle-free state. Those little nylon fibers are plastic only when hot. So that's the critical time when wear wrinkles tend to scoot back home, or new wrinkles might appear. Heat does the job of keeping the fabric free of wrinkles if, and it's a mighty big if, the fibers are not cooled off too quickly. Let's do an experiment. There's a temperature higher than I've mentioned so far, when fiber resiliency disappears and the fabric can be molded into any shape we want. This little plastic swizzle stick will show you what I mean. Let's call it a Dacron fiber. See how it can be molded with heat? Now watch. Cool this Dacron fiber quickly, and we give it a permanent shape. It will hold this shape unless we heat it again above the softening point. Did I say we had problems in washing natural fibers? Believe me, new methods and techniques had to be developed in washing and drying modern fibers and delicate fabrics. Consider, on wash day, people use, by tradition, hot water for their laundry. And by tradition, they like to agitate the dirt out so they know it's been agitated. And when they use an automatic dryer, they know that the hotter the temperature, the faster the job gets done. All this is enough to scare a modern fiber half to death. No wonder washing directions on clothing tags usually read, hand wash in warm water and hang up to drip dry. Yes, from a styling and comfort standpoint, we reached new highs with modern fabrics. But our washing methods, modern as they were, simply could not meet the particular washing needs of modern fibers. Almost seems like we were back to beating our clothes again with a paddle on a riverbank. Well, almost. Plus, we used to hang them up to drip dry, a somewhat messy chore even in our bathrooms. It wasn't long before some laundry manufacturers recognized that modern fabrics needed different care. And soon, new washers made their appearance. Some new automatics featured gentle cycles or offered a choice of shorter wash times. Others provided a warm wash water temperature. A few had a cold rinse. All tried to meet the new washing requirements of modern fabrics. Requirements which were to become even more exacting because the laboratories of science and the apparel industry suddenly catapulted us into the wonderful world of wash and wear. Modern fibers, alone or in blends with natural fibers, brought new innovations in cool, crisp, comfortable clothes. Everything from shorts and casual slacks to colorful sport coats. From sun-happy sports shirts to fine weave dress shirts. The sheerest of slips and blouses. Bathrobes to rainwear to beachwear. At first, summer wear, then all-weather wear. Suits and topcoats for men. Fashionable sweaters, skirts, and synthetic furs for women. Even, believe it or not, tuxedos. Modern fibers in fashionable weave fabrics soon accounted for 1 out of every 3 sales. Based on the increasing usage of wash and wear, manufacturers are expecting to more than double today's output within the next 2 or 3 years. For example, they'll turn out 3,440,000 suits, 5,500,000 jackets, 13,900,000 slacks, and 21,900,000 business shirts. A success story, climaxed only by modern apparel clearly associated with the word automatic. The automatic suit. I'm wearing one now. A suit designed to be repeatedly worn, then washed in an automatic washer, and tumble-dried in an automatic dryer, then worn immediately. With the creases and pleats still in place, but with the wrinkles gone. Small wonder it's called a limited care item. But to give it even limited care requires certain basic musts. Knowing them will help you in buying wash and wear. Generally speaking, these are warm wash water, short washing cycle, gentle agitation, water cool down, gentle spinning, cold rinse, right drying temperature, and drying cool-off. But speaking specifically, laundry research specialists asked, what is warm? Here's a shirt washed in water that wasn't hot enough. The wear wrinkles, especially around the belt line, just couldn't return to their original position and disappear. We call this losing their plastic memory. This skirt was washed in water that was too hot. These aren't wear wrinkles. They were put in by draining and spinning action. They were set because the hot water wasn't tempered with cold. Looks like the dryer temperature did some work in unmolding some of the preset pleats. Could be the lady's temperature went up a bit too when she saw the results. Actually, washing temperature should be over 120 degrees, but always under 145 degrees. And certainly drying temperature should rarely be more than 20 degrees hotter. Remember our little experiment? We found heat was very important, not just to remove soil or to dry faster, but because heat must remove all wear wrinkles without disturbing preset creases and pleats. And what is gentle? Certainly not the bongo drum agitation that manhandled this delicate garment. Specifically, wash and wear must be laundered in water that is medium, only long enough to remove soil, gently at low agitation speed to protect delicate fibers, and in water that is cooled down gradually prior to rinsing. This protects and sets the fibers so that wrinkling is minimized during the rinse and spin action. Wash and wear garments must never be compressed while they are hot. They should be rinsed in cold water, gently spin dried at a low speed to extract most of the water for drying and avoid setting in wrinkles. Finally, they should be tumble-dried at the right temperature with a proper cool-off period. A tall order? It most certainly is. No wonder wash and wear makers tell you to follow your automatic's instructions to the letter, assuming the washer can do the job. With one automatic laundry pair, you can. And here it is. The RCA Whirlpool Imperial Mark 12. A truly miraculous washer and dryer. Each with its own special wash and wear cycle. Each completely equipped to meet every exacting requirement of the most modern wash and wear fabrics. And just as important, they provide the head of the family with all the carefree advantages of completely automatic, lint-free laundry service. Everything is simplified with this color-keyed control panel. Watch. She just turns the automatic fabric guide to the modern fabrics used in wash and wear. Dacron, nylon, Orlon, plus embossed cottons and blends. Reading across the fabric guide, we automatically see the correct settings for every operation. With every control, color keyed to the fabric guide. She simply dials to color. No guesswork. No need to refer to complicated instruction books to achieve the best, the safest, the desired results. According to the automatic fabric guide, and remembering the basic musts, she selects the low agitation and spin speed. She selects cold, tap temperature, rinse water, and medium, wash water temperature. Now, she selects the special wash and wear cycle and a 4-minute wash time. The only actual decision she makes is how much water to use, and that simply depends on the size of a wash and wear load. She can choose an infinite water level for greatest economy on partial loads. Filled, and with all the clothes in, well, almost all in, and with the water level reset, washing begins. 4 minutes wash time. Apparel washed so gently in her favorite detergent at low agitation and by thorough, balanced circulator washing action. Wash water temperature, just right to get clothes sparkling and remove all wear wrinkles. This is equally true of this regular washer or the big capacity washer-dryer combination, where wash and wear gets the same thorough, gentle care while being exclusively washed with water, not in water. After the washing agitation in the regular washer, the wash water is now gradually cooled down by cold water tempering, while the clothes are still in suspension. This cools the fibers and avoids wrinkles that might occur during the drain out and during the spin cycle, as clothes receive their thorough cold water spin spray rinses, followed by the low agitation, deep cold water rinse. And then,
Well, will you look at those lovely creatures? Look at that one. As tasty and tempting and toothsome and trim and tiny a tidbit. No. Let's see, where was I? It's too bad that she's not the real McCoy.
Oh, but I am real.
Fancy that. Say, beautiful, let me in on the secret. What's going on here anyway? What are your hopes? What are your ambitions? What's your phone number? Who are you anyway? Who are you?
Well, I'm a professional model, of course.
Well, if you're only a model, I'd sure like to lamp the finished product. Hold the phone there. What's this? Wow, how many of you girls are there anyhow?
Why, there are hundreds of girls making a successful living at modeling.
Modeling? Hundreds like you, babe? That sounds like paradise. Gee, this modeling business looks like glamorous stuff to me.
That's what they all say. But posing hour after hour in this Alaskan sealskin coat under hot lights isn't exactly what I call fun.
Wrinkle that nose, honey. Tell me, where do you beautiful babes get your jobs anyway? How do these magazine people know where to find you?
We're all registered at the model agency. If you will go down there and look through their files, you can find out all about us.
Well, what are we waiting for? So long. Toodaloo. Hello. Do you mind if I give the place the once-over? I'd like to get some first-hand dope on what makes the wheels go around in a model agency.
Why, of course. I'd be delighted to show you around and explain it all.
Just a little bit of heaven. I wouldn't mind working here myself. I'll bet every good-looking girl in town works here.
No, but they hope to. Of course, we can't accept them all. We have over 100,000 applications a year. We try to interview each girl personally. Of course, magazine illustrators and photographers are always looking for beauty. But they are constantly calling for different types. One day they may need a... Pardon me, but are you listening?
What's that? Oh, yes, sorry. I guess my mind was wandering.
Seems to be a common habit here. I thought perhaps you might be interested in looking at some of these scrapbooks and seeing how the various girls are listed. As I said, photographers and illustrators are always looking for different types. One day they may need a blonde, and then a brunette. Or perhaps their assignment calls for a short, dark girl, or a tall, slender one. Many of the most successful girls aren't necessarily good-looking, but have special features of unusual form and beauty. A beautiful head of hair, perfectly formed hands, or legs, correctly spaced eyes, and even white teeth are features for which many of these outstanding models are noted.
Nice work if you can get it.
Here's someone who can give you a lot of information. He's a photographer assigned to do the cover for the new issue of Friends magazine.
Glad to know you.
Yeah, you certainly look it. Howdy, Hypo. It must be interesting work, spending all your time taking pictures of pretty girls. By the way, does your camera ever get a cold shudder and feel a little negative? Seriously, though, don't you ever get tired of it all? Doesn't picturing pulchritude ever pall?
No, and my name's not Paul.
Thanks, glad to know you. Say, I'm developing a personal interest in this work. Would you mind if I stuck around your attic a bit and watched you snap some pictures, Paul, pal, Paul, Pill? Hey, I'm talking to you.
Okay, come along. But don't get in my way. These are the ones I want. This one first.
Who wouldn't? How can you smile so sweetly with such a sourpuss photographer around? Uh-oh, so this is what a photographer's studio looks like, eh? Hey, look, Sunshine, you, the fella. Why don't you take your Kodak out to the curb and snap your picture in a real car? Why don't you try that?
For this type of close-up, a real car would only be in the way of the camera.
Oh, but I like close-ups. They're so cozy, don't you think? Or don't you?
Hey, you, get out of the way.
Who, me? You mean me?
Yes, you. How can I see anything here with you in the way?
Oh, so that's what you were doing under there, huh? Say, do you mind if I take a peek, chum?
All right, make it snappy.
Gee, it's upside down. How can I tell anything from this?
Might try standing on your head.
Okay, if you say so. Here goes. There, that's okay. Well, whatever became of the old-fashioned running board? What'll they think of next? Look at that, will you? I mean the running board. Hey, you, what are you doing? Are you tired, or does your work call for you being down there?
This is what's called a worm's eye view. Take a look.
Okay, Worm, move over. Never mind, I'll take your word for it. Ah, swell. This shot is just to be a close-up of hands. Gee, that's graceful. Certainly looks easy, and it's certainly an easy way to make money.
I'll tell you what to do. Bring that back light up a little bit on the rheostat. Never mind that spot, Joe, I won't need it. There, that'll do, that's okay.
Boy, what a set of props. But why is it necessary to have anybody in the scene at all? Why don't you just shoot the car by itself?
Yeah. Or you.
Ouch. But on the level, why not?
Too static.
Well, brother, those legs or limbs, they sure add a kick to it. Ah, yes, it looks like the automobile is here to stay. Me too. Hey, Sonny, what's that stuff you're spraying on the car?
Condensed milk.
Condensed milk? I don't get it. What's the idea?
Well, you see, this milk cuts down the light reflections. Hot spots, as we call them, that kick back into the camera.
Oh, sure, I get it.
Okay, Gus, that's enough. Take it away. All right, here we go now. Hold it. Come on, smile. That's fine. Hold it. Steady. Hey, wait a minute. Where's the moon? Hey, Sully! Okay, boss. Come on, make it snappy. Get in there and steady it. How's that? Okay. All right, here we go again now. Steady, hold it. Come on, Betty, come on, give me a smile. That's right, hold it. Okay. Wrap it up. I have a problem here. I can't make up my mind which one to use. Got any suggestions?
Any one would do. They're all good.
That's the trouble.
Boy, oh boy, wouldn't you have a beauty if you could combine all those features that you've been shooting? What a nifty picture that would make.
Say, that's a good idea. I'm glad I thought of that.
You thought of it? Say, that's my gal.
Want to buy a magazine, mister?
Well, folks, here's where I came in.
Why do more people like it? Why do more people want it? Why do more people buy it than many other TV? Well, the tubes are connected to the chassis. The chassis is connected to the picture tube. The picture tube connected to the tube dial. The tube dial connected to the cabinet. And the name goes on right here.
Year after year, RCA Victor quality has been steadily improved by the experience and know-how that come with building more than 10 million sets. Starting here in the Cherry Hill Laboratories near Camden, New Jersey, RCA Victor continues to raise quality standards for the television industry. Here are some of the reasons why. With RCA Victor, quality is more than a philosophy, a way of thinking. It's a way of working, and it begins on a research and design drawing board. At RCA Victor Research and Development Laboratories, research engineers and advanced designers work together in the pursuit of quality. Electronic engineers continually probe into the future. Their only guideposts are ideas as to where sound and picture reproduction may be improved. These are the men who unlock the secrets of improved performance or find practical answers for improving quality. As these men work, one of their first steps is to build prototypes. Before being used, a new component is taken to the components development and test laboratories. Here it receives exhaustive tests by RCA Victor's own staff of testing engineers before it is put into production. Transformers, for instance, are passed only if their insulation will withstand 5 times the voltage they will carry in normal operation.
An average capacitor must be able to withstand at least twice its rated voltage and is also tested to measure stability under various temperature changes. All switches, relays, and bearings are mechanically tested to make sure that they are able to withstand the equivalent of up to 10 years' wear. Before manufacturing, prototype coils are handmade and then subjected to exhaustive tests. Some components are even tested under steam pressure to simulate extreme heat and humidity, and then electrically retested. Only after proving conclusively that they can function effectively under conditions far worse than those they will be subjected to in the average home are electrical components okayed for production. While basic electrical components are being designed and tested, tuners are being developed and improved upon in a special laboratory. Much of this highly specialized work takes place inside individual cages designed to screen out electrical interference. The operating characteristics of prototype tuners are carefully studied to make certain that they meet the high standards established by RCA Victor. Simultaneously, the Product Development Division searches for designs that reflect tastes and trends from all over the world. Hand in hand with styling design is the selection of quality materials to assure lasting beauty. Wood samples from all over the world are carefully considered. Hardware and fittings are selected carefully to complement the basic design. Colors and finish types are selected from a wide range of samples. Again, all these materials undergo initial testing to make sure they are able to withstand normal wear and still retain their beauty. Samples are put into freezing chests for a period of a half hour or more, then immediately put into a heat oven for a similar period, after which they are closely inspected for any tendency to shrink, warp, or swell. Paints and plastics are examined under ultraviolet lights to check their characteristics and make sure that they will retain full color and luster. When all components have passed quality tests, the go-ahead is given to build a prototype cabinet. In RCA Victor's own cabinet shop, skilled cabinet makers now help to bring to reality a handmade prototype. Finally, after the test finish is applied and is hand-rubbed, the completed cabinet is ready to be tested as a unit. And even though each part has been individually quality tested, they are again tested to make sure that they do not lose any of their quality characteristics when assembled with other components. In the mechanical laboratory, the chassis prototype is assembled with all of its component parts. Once the chassis is assembled, it is sent into an electrical laboratory where engineers make elaborate tests to check out all its circuitry, aided by test pictures and patterns, originating from this room in the Cherry Hill Laboratories. It operates much the same as any television station. However, by using a closed circuit, engineers can simulate conditions such as distance. They can also create their own interference so that they can be sure that a quality picture will be produced even under adverse conditions. When prototype cabinets and chassis have been checked individually, they are assembled as a unit. Then they are placed in a special echo-proofed chamber to study sound characteristics. Sound systems and speakers are thoroughly tested. A moving microphone picks up the sound at varying angles. The sound is measured by sensitive instruments to scientifically assure that each sound system comes up to RCA Victor's high standards. RCA Victor insists that every set produced meets or exceeds underwriters' laboratory listing requirements. This assures high safety standards against fire or electrical hazards. In Medford, New Jersey, RCA has established at a cost of almost $150,000, a special field testing laboratory to carefully test all RCA Victor receivers to see that they comply with FCC requirements. It has long been known that an instrument, such as a television receiver, could, if not properly shielded, produce picture interference in other nearby sets due to signals being fed back into the air by the receiver. Engineering models and prototypes of sets are brought to this laboratory and checked to guide RCA Victor engineers in developing circuits that keep such interferences well within the required limits. Special equipment is used that can measure signal field strength in terms of millionths of volts. RCA engineers not only develop the techniques and standards used in these tests and measurements, they actually use them to develop sets with built-in quality long before FCC requirements were enacted as a law. When components have passed all tests, specifications are released to RCA Victor manufacturing plants and selected suppliers who have shown they can meet RCA Victor's rigid quality standards. Manufacturing plants submit samples of work before authorized to produce on a quantity basis. This sample is subjected to the same exhaustive testing as the prototype to make certain that none of the original quality is lost in the manufacturing process. The same exacting quality standards are applied to RCA tube manufacturing and design. 4 million tubes are made each month at RCA's Harrison, New Jersey tube plant alone. Yet every tube is carefully checked. This machine makes 19 different tests on each tube. It automatically rejects any that do not pass. At each stage of tube manufacturing, samples are taken for even closer analysis and testing to make doubly sure quality standards are maintained. In Harrison, all incoming basic materials are sample tested. The control of purity of the materials used in making tubes is a vital necessity if contamination and breakdown are to be eliminated. Another example of the philosophy, to produce the best, you must begin with the best. In this work at Harrison, research engineers work with the unusual. Machines that clean materials with ultrasonic sound waves. Machines capable of testing the strength of wire finer than a human hair. Even liquid nitrogen, as well as induction furnaces capable of heats of over 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. To maintain accuracy, a special laboratory checks all test equipment using units certified by the National Bureau of Standards. Here, quality standards are also controlled by checking characteristics of tube samples against master specifications. After manufacturing, every tube is aged in racks at 3 to 4 times rated filament voltages, and then 100% tested for operating characteristics. When packed, each lot is coded to identify them in event sampling checks reveal deficiencies. In Harrison's life testing laboratory, 250,000 sample tubes can be given rigorous life and performance tests each year. 15,000 to 25,000 tube samples can be tested here at one time. Some up to 5,000 hours, 10,000 hours, or as much as 25,000 hours. 2 hours on, 10 minutes off. Day and night, samples are turned off and on to duplicate years of actual operation. Still further testing is done at the RCA Woodbridge plant in New Jersey, where warehouse samples are checked in use in all types of operating television sets. In Lancaster, Pennsylvania, color kinescopes are produced with the same cautious guarding of quality. Typical of Lancaster's painstaking controls is the incoming inspection of kinescope glass faceplates and funnels. In a series of 54 checks, critical dimensions are measured within thousandths of an inch to make certain that when assembled with electrical components, each tube can deliver the peak picture performance built into the design. This electric pneumatic contour gauge checks the inner surface of faceplates to make certain they are sections of a sphere. In one simultaneous operation, it can check 15 gauging points. The shadow mask is subjected to even more exacting inspections. Etched with over 250,000 holes, it shadows the phosphor dots, yet is transparent to the correct electron beams. This plant is completely air-conditioned and filtered to keep dust from getting into any components, such as this 3-gun assembly, and affecting operation once sealed in the tubes. Before being applied to the tube face, each phosphor color is mixed in its own room, where color and brightness can be matched down to a wavelength. The resulting mixture is then photosensitized and taken to the screen room. Application of the color phosphor dots is a precision operation requiring microscopic inspection. Here, each faceplate is married to a shadow mask and placed over a housing which uses mercury arc lamps to duplicate electron gun beams. Every completed tube receives a 100% performance inspection, followed by the life testing of representative samples. These checks reveal consistently a life expectancy equal to that of black and white kinescopes. Prior to shipment, quality checks are made after a 3-day waiting period in shipping pack. All 3 guns are tested electrically, and an entire lot retested if deficiencies are revealed. In cabinet plants, such as Monticello, craftsmanship and precision are also important aspects of quality production. Workmen in these plants are skilled craftsmen who come from families where woodworking is a tradition. Starting with selected raw materials, such as mahogany planks, these craftsmen proceed to transform them step by step into the cabinet designs for which RCA Victor has become famous. Cabinet parts are carefully matched so that the color and grain of the wood will be complementary. The machine used here is capable of making 15 different cuts simultaneously and is accurate to within 1/64th of an inch. 2 cabinet legs are carved here at the same time and then cut apart. Some cabinets receive as many as 12 finishing operations. Each receives multiple coats of lacquer to produce depth of finish, seal in the quality, and protect the rich beauty produced by quality craftsmanship. Each cabinet is given a final inspection. It must meet RCA Victor's quality standards before being released for shipment to one of RCA Victor's instrument manufacturing plants. Cabinets are then shipped to the Bloomington, Indiana, or the Indianapolis plant. But before cabinets or any other incoming part or component go on the manufacturing line, samples of the shipment are taken to a parts testing center within the plant itself. Here, exhaustive tests double-check the quality of parts to be used in the production of sets. If, for any reason, parts fail to meet engineering specifications, they are rejected together with the complete shipment and returned to the manufacturer. Mechanical parts are sample tested for dimensional accuracy. Such things as thicknesses, hole placements, and diameters must be exact. To get such accurate measurement checks, this table of solid granite, weighing over 2 tons, is used as a base. Its flat, polished surface is accurate to within 1/1000th of an inch. Parts with dimensions too small to check with the naked eye are placed in testing equipment which magnifies them as much as 50 times. This permits the accurate measurement of the most minute cuts where tolerances must be exact. Every shipment is sample tested from the smallest part to the largest. Only after this quality check do skilled workers, together with millions of dollars of precision machines, begin the task of accurately assembling the 1,001 parts that result in a finished product, accepted as the recognized leader in its field. Skilled workers share the responsibility that comes with the pride of building the television set found in more homes than any other, each adding a priceless touch that comes only from years of experience. This craftsmanship is ensured in each of the manufacturing plants by quality engineers whose sole job is to make sure that quality is maintained in the assembly of component parts. The aim of these men is to discover troubles before they can get into the field. These are the men who plan the strategy and solve any quality control problems that may arise. At each stage of assembly, inspectors judge with a trained eye the work of men, yes, and the work of machines. For example, printed circuit boards are soldered instantly in a single operation. This type of design and soldering assures the same reliable electrical performance as demanded and used in such exacting equipment as computing machines and guided missiles. Even this mechanical operation is checked. Over 17 million printed circuit boards have already been produced for RCA Victor consumer products alone. Amazing testimony to the effectiveness of printed circuit boards is the fact that less than 0.2% has been required for spare parts replacement stock. Every soldered joint on each printed circuit board is checked by a trained eye. It must have just the right amount of solder, not too much, not too little, but just enough. Here is the heart of a television set, the tuner. Each circuit in the tuner is aligned individually by a skilled technician to assure peak operating performance. All components and sub-assemblies that reach this point have passed all checks, tests, and inspections. Many wire connections are made quickly and effectively by use of special wire wrapping guns. This is a new technique developed by the communications industry for making electrical connections where extreme dependability is required. It's cleaner, faster, and neater than soldering. And all along the line, there are inspectors watching, probing, searching in the endless effort to maintain RCA Victor's high-quality standards of manufacturing. All chassis receive a 100% inspection and performance check. To make certain that all sets can be aligned exactly and tested under actual operating conditions, this master signal center contains approximately 5 times the amount of transmitting equipment found in the average commercial television station. It can generate test patterns and signals of over 100 different frequencies. It sends out these test patterns and pictures in color and black and white to control points throughout the plant. As each chassis passes its performance test, it moves on to final assembly to be joined with cabinet and kinescope. Samples of finished sets are selected for the life testing laboratory, where they are tested from 50 to 2,000 hours. The sets are continually turned on and off. On for 105 minutes, off for 15 minutes, to subject them to alternate heating and cooling off. Throughout the tests, technicians using sensitive testing equipment keep a close clinical report on the action of each set. Other sets coming into the life test laboratory are given some mighty rugged testing. After tests such as these, the sets are taken out and given performance tests. Of course, all cartons are designed to protect their quality cargo from the rigors of rough handling. In addition to all of the quality tests and inspections maintained in the course of manufacture, A finished goods testing operation of extensive proportions is conducted at the factory, covering instruments selected at random from warehouse stocks. In 1 year alone, between 30 and 35,000 instruments are checked. Some sets are sent on local road tests. Still others are shipped to Cherry Hill, New Jersey for examination in a laboratory unique in the industry. The Consumer Acceptance Laboratory, where the instruments are inspected completely from the consumer's point of view. A report is made on each set. If a fault is uncovered, which proves to be in several sets from the same lot, typical of a representative lot, the manufacturing plant is notified immediately, and manufacturing and shipping are halted until the fault is corrected. Consumer's Laboratory sends a continuous stream of findings to manufacturing, engineering, and management. In addition, every day, a quality pulse beat is received from people all over the United States who have recently purchased an RCA Victor television set. These owner report forms are attached to each set and invite every purchaser to comment on the quality and performance of the set they have just bought. Every customer reply form is personally acknowledged, the information tabulated and analyzed for ways of further improving consumer acceptance. When immediate action is indicated, the RCA service company is contacted and proper action taken. Approximately 45 service branches spread throughout the country work closely with service installation men. These men, in turn, make reports on the performance and condition of every RCA Victor set they install. All forms and reports are tabulated and searched for any information that will help to increase the quality, performance, and value, or eliminate trouble spots. This information is sent back to the men who design, test, and build the sets. Quality-conscious men who pursue and crystallize elusive and advanced ideas that will lead to greater quality. Who demand that component parts come up to the highest quality standards. Men who are prepared to cut deep beneath the surface in their pursuit of quality as RCA Victor continues to produce television sets that have quality built right into them, from the design board to finished production. In this film, we have seen some of the reasons why. But these are only a few. There's one other big reason for the success of RCA Victor television that we can't forget or overemphasize. And that is the cooperation and efforts of men like you who are sitting here today. Men who are looked upon as key members of the RCA Victor family. Men who are as close to RCA Victor as anyone who contributes to this great team. No matter how well a set is made, no matter how carefully quality is built in and protected all the way, it still remains for you men who are on the firing line to add the final touch of success. Namely, bringing fine products to a successful sales climax. And that is why RCA Victor always looks upon you as important members of the RCA Victor family. Looks upon you as very necessary partners in quality.
From the earliest edges of recorded time, people have sought to make more of their lives than satisfying the everyday necessities of food and drink, clothing and shelter. The universal desire for something beautiful, something ordered and in good taste, is expressed in architecture, the arts, sports, the varying patterns of hospitality. In these designs for living, there are impressive parallels everywhere in this truly wonderful world. We're proud of our skyscrapers, and justly so. Great thrusts of steel and stone and glass etched against the skyline. They pinnacle the dreams of the man on the street. Nothing is more American, of course, than baseball, the great American game that brings young and old together to share the enthusiasm. It's a hit for sure, and how the fans do love it. The rolling countryside of New England, with its rugged seacoast towns, reminds us of the old worlds from whence our forebears came. Staunch sailing ships that traverse the seven seas still haunt our dreams of adventure. Our forebears, in dedication to the enlivening spirit of man, erected Harvard in the early years of their settlement upon this continent. A monument to the universal ideal of education as a uniting force for people everywhere. People everywhere, of course, follow parallel pursuits of happiness. In Canada, the crown of hospitality is afforded Chateau Frontenac in Quebec. The constant quest of humanity is symbolized in the Peace Tower in Ottawa. Wherever we go, the old and the new join in special significance for the present. Parliament in Canada and Parliament in Great Britain stand out as sentinels to an ever-flowering tradition of freedom everywhere. Westminster Abbey in London bespeaks a majesty echoed in the exciting parade of the guards at Buckingham Palace. The friendly inns of England, the public houses with signs of hospitality, calling up the good cheer and the great bounty of common fellowship, bespeak good times galore. Signs of hospitality, yes indeed. And it was in the inn yards of England that the stage of Shakespeare had its beginnings. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Shakespeare, immortal Shakespeare, as filled with meaning for today as ever in the past. His plays are still the thing in Stratford, his home place. In the cloistered quiet that is Oxford, there is symbolized the universal idea of the oneness of mankind. People everywhere are certainly one in the love of sport. In England, it's horse racing, with the added delight of a day in the country. There's more gentle pleasure in a boat trip on the Seine. Did you know original Statue of Liberty stands within sight of the Eiffel Tower? The architectural magnificence of Notre Dame bespeaks majesty from any angle. The Champs-Élysées bubbles with excitement in every sidewalk cafe. Good living and the joy of life. They are as much monuments to French culture as the Arc de Triomphe. Gaieté Parisienne is decidedly more than operetta. It is the spirit of this city of light, the French spirit. Ah, monsieur, you there in that elegant restaurant. What is the pièce de résistance? Something delectable, to be sure. Something French. Something ultimate in cuisine. The French spirit reverberates from the cobblestone pavements of Montmartre to the restful gardens of the Louvre. The Louvre, with its celebrated art treasures, is the dream of every painter in France. The beloved and beautiful countryside, reflected again and again in the French masters. But every boy in France dreams of the Tour de France. Every town and village turns out en masse to cheer the cyclists whizzing by. In Europe, they live in easy harmony with the old and the new. Whether it is the magnificent houses of the guilds rising in medieval splendor in the Grand Place of Brussels in Belgium, the quiet canals of Amsterdam in the Netherlands, or the busy downtown streets, the 20th century rubbed shoulders with the pleasant past. The town hall of Stockholm in Sweden looks across the water at modern structures, crisp and clean in line as sailing craft. Every youngster in Sweden dreams of voyaging the seven seas. Hospitality's Swedish style is the smorgasbord. Come and get it entertaining. Help yourself to something of everything, and then come back for more of everything. This is the life. Good living is round the world and universal. In Germany, as elsewhere in Europe, modern structures are rising in modern devotion.